Now, our next guest for St. Vincent de Paul, this will be the president's first time. Her name is Sheila Gilbert, and she is of Society of St. Vincent de Paul. She's the first woman to have that position. Sheila Gilbert, welcome to the George Jarkesy Show.
Well, thank you, George.
I got to tell you, I do love St. Vincent de Paul because my experience was, as I looked around as a donor before I got involved, I couldn't find an organization where if I gave them $1, almost 90 cents of it got to the poor. And that was the case down here in the Houston area. But that's what really attracted was the efficiency and the volunteer base of the organization. How many volunteers does St. Vincent de Paul have nationwide?
We have 70,000 active members. We have another 60 to 70,000 what we call associate members who are regularly involved with our work. So we're at about 130, 140 at least, and then we have a lot of people who I would classify as volunteers because they help once in a while. So we're probably up at 160, 170,000 people in this country who are involved in a year's time with the society.
Now, it's interesting. This organization is relatively young to the rest of the world. It started in 1833, but it's the largest social assistance organization in the world, about 700,000 people around the world in 142 countries. What a huge organization serving the poor around the globe.
That's very true, George. We are a huge organization, but we also are both locally, nationally, and internationally active. So we operate at really all three of those levels.
One thing that separates St. Vincent de Paul from the other charities that serve the poor is what you call the home visit. Can you describe for our listeners how the home visit works?
Basically, when a person needs assistance of some kind, they call a contact number, and that may vary depending on where you are. But what the result of that call is that a home visit, so that two of our members will come out to the home and discuss with you what your need is. And sometimes we find that the need isn't as great, but normally what we find is that people may call because they need help to pay an electric bill, but when we get there, we see there's no furniture in the house, there's no food in the refrigerator, the children are sleeping on the floor. Usually there is much more than just an electric bill. So we try to meet as many of those needs as we can, and we reach out to local communities in order to help us meet that need. So we do that through distribution centers, food pantries, shelters, stores. We have a variety of different kinds of ministries that we can call on and that anyone in the community can help with, volunteer with, or contribute either goods or their time.
Well, I got to tell you, I know that relatively small organization, Southeast Texas, here, a couple thousand members, but relatively small volunteer base, served lots of families here in this area. I do have a number that says that it's provided $595 million in tangible and in-kind services, and I know that's to millions and millions of people a year here in America. You guys just do a great job at stretching the dollars, and I think it's because of your 150,000 roughly members that volunteer here in America. I really think it's your volunteers that strengthen that organization. You guys do a great job.
And I think that's very true, George. We are very much a volunteer-based organization, and we are a volunteer-based organization that takes a commitment to helping people very, very seriously. So that commitment to help goes before our commitment to play golf or do some of the other things that people might do. Right.
Well, listen, if people want to donate, your website is SVDP, standing for St. Vincent de Paul, USA.org, correct?
Right.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for being on the show, Sheila. We really enjoyed having you.
Okay, well, thank you.
And keep up the good work. America needs you.